Well, thank you for showing up and supporting our practice today with your presence, whether you're on Zoom or here in the Zendo. The great benefit to sitting together like this is can't be measured. It has no way of bringing it into something that we can think of as something we own or have, which is the beauty of it, because we can't own it. We can't say it's mine, although we say I'm practicing. So I've been in the mountains for a month. And during that time, I had the opportunity to sit with another Zen teacher, David. Ran into an old friend from Sarasota, as I told you, in one of the places that I went. Spent a fair amount of time in the woods with the dog. We were dog sitting. Wonderful dog, just great personality, very, very much fun to have. And it's an interesting thing. My wife Charlene said something interesting. She said, "You know, I thought I would miss him, but I don't miss him." To me, that sort of speaks to the completeness of the experience. There's no longing for more of it. It was complete. And the next time we're up there, we'll have another experience, maybe with the same dog. So I think from the point of view of a practitioner, all of our experiences are complete. So there's no having to go with regret into what's next. No holding on to fear or anxiety about it, because what's done is done. And what we have now, of course, all past causes and conditions have contributed to what's happening. However, as a practitioner, you learn to not live in fear mind or lack, but living in this moment as it is. And it's beyond description, this moment that is. It may seem from a certain point of view that we each hold that it's unique. But my experience tells me that there's just one, and each of us have a unique experience of what we call just one. But at the same time, we don't. There's nothing there to cling to. This is so hard to describe, and I try, and I should just shut up. But I guess I'm just trying to share with you the joy that I experience when I sit and when we sit together. The other day, I was reminded of, someone was talking about Buddha's teachings of suffering. And I think too many times people stop there. They get stuck there. Oh, life is suffering. No, that's not the whole story. That's just the story of our deluded view, clinging to our idea of how things are and not being open to how things actually are, which is this suchness of being, which has no beginning, no end, can never be defiled, never taken away, never added to. Coming from there, it's fearlessness. So the other thing I learned this month being away, something that I struggled with a lot was our condition of our country and our political situation. And I struggled with that a lot in terms of not not knowing just what to do with it. And eventually I realized what it means to be a compassionate being. You can't be angry. You can't be hateful. You can't be fearful. And as much as you have to understand that a deluded mind, a fearful mind, looks at you with fear. And you can look at that mind instead of as an enemy or something to be controlled or something that you have to take issue with, as more like a great Sufi teacher once said, you don't get angry at little children because they don't understand. It's the same. People are deluded because they've been led down that road one way or another. And we all have that experience. Enlightenment, the locus of enlightenment is this deluded life, this life that we refer to as suffering. That's the locus of enlightenment. That's where it happens. So waking up to a compassionate mind is letting go and rising above and being able to contribute something that is fearless instead of fearful. So if you really want to see what you can do to make the world a better place, because this experience of fear has always been on this planet with humans. This, a fearful mind, the saying, misery loves company. They want you to be fearful too. They want to blow themselves up and look like they're powerful. And perhaps they are. Perhaps they could hurt you. But that's not the point. Point is, they don't understand what this is that they're projecting. They don't have a clue. So when people start to wake up and they start to see, wait a minute, this is a cult. This is not true. This is not real. Well, what is real? That's where the locus of enlightenment comes from. There it is, this question. This isn't right. Where does that idea come from? This isn't right. So patience, tolerance, compassion, sharing your wisdom when you can. You just have to have the wisdom to know when you can share it and when you can't. But compassion is free flowing, doesn't require anybody to know that you're giving it. You just do it. And that's it. And somehow, because we are all in the same suchness of being, compassion has no beginning and ending. So it's like the tuning fork. Bing, and all of a sudden everything is tuned to it. It's the same thing. It's happening all the time. So the more we tune to that suchness, compassionate mind, rather than fear, anger, hatred, the more we are contributing like a tuning fork to getting things into balance and harmony. And that may sound kind of, new agey, but I I acknowledge that. But that's only because of our mind and our thinking. That's not because of our experience. So we each have to experience what this is for ourselves. There's no such thing as being a magic pill, giving it to you. It's here I am. And the more you ask this question, what is this? The closer and closer you come to understanding or wisdom of what it actually is. So this, we've talked many times of beginner's mind, that sort of thing. But we fool ourselves. We think we're in beginner's mind, but we're just thinking. So that's the other beauty of Sangha. And one of the things I learned while I was up in North Carolina was being with other Buddhist teachers and teachers. You know, I I I had the opportunity to see all these different approaches. And isn't that interesting? Isn't that wonderful? Because ultimately, when you strip it all away, there's just suchness of being. It's just this. There's no I, me, mine. There's no way. There is no way. So sometimes it's referred to, this suchness I'm talking about, as love, right? So it doesn't matter where you come at it from, it's ultimately non duality, just this as it is, not what we think or not our ideas. So that's why I coined this phrase for our retreat coming up, beyond, ideas to essential Zen. Zen essentially is that it is beyond ideas. Now, nothing wrong with ideas. This is part of the human condition. It's wonderful. Have ideas, have desires, have all of it. But don't be attached to thinking that's who you are or that's it. As soon as you do, you've lost it. You can't cling to it. So just trust yourself, be safe, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.